Hello everyone. Now in this lecture we'll talk about three most important things, which is research, research, and research. How do we research before we apply? And this is a very key lecture. So let's get this going. So let me just move this here. Sorry guys if this thing's in the way sometimes. So how to research for the right elite university? We're going back to that keyword strategic. Strategy is very important and acting early. So, why proper research is important when planning to apply? So, research can be very time consuming and it will take a long process, but it is without a doubt very important. You might be confused at first, but you can actually use the research to actually make solid plans and guidelines which will help you in the future. So as we said, you from previous lecture, you should have chosen a topic that's very easy for you and you're doing without least effort, so you can be strategic and actually help you in your studies and save a lot of time. So your decision should be well thought out of, and you should have a proper motivation, determination for you to see the thing through. And with all this and with the right research, you learn something new about the university, about the course you're going to apply to. It helps you with a plan, as we discussed, and it also helps you with investigate the possibilities. For example, if you want to go to Oxford to do law, there's courses with law with French law or European law or law with other things. So it can give you possibilities when you actually research the course fully. And how do you research? That's the next question. So tools you need to research include search engines, of course, the classical search engines, official websites of the school, absolutely fundamentally important because it gives you a tool, insight into what courses are on offer. And also you get a feeling for the campus and student life. You can have a look through those pages as well. And if you go to the program page itself, people miss this out, but they miss out the very specific information, i.e. which department is located, what is the course syllable, what does it offer, what's the time frame, is it 3 years, is it 4 years, do you have a work experience option, or do you have a option to do a MSc masters after your bachelor's, or if it's a masters, is it 2 years masters, if it's a PhD, does it have to have a time limit, how long the time limit? So these things are very important to look at as well. And also what are the requirements, what you need to enter the course is important. And most importantly, I also believe that you have faculty contact information, so you can use that to help identify the faculty for potential reaching them out, and also to look at maybe strategic things, what will come up in an interview if they're going to interview you. So again, we're going to go back to that thing about identifying your talent. I will never stop saying this to you throughout the course because it's important to identify a talent. So something you do very efficiently compared to others, you do it better than anyone else, but with least effort, right? That's very important because you save time. So as I said, passion is overrated. If you do something very, very simply and you do it at the best of your ability and you're beating everyone else and everyone loves your product or your talent, it becomes your passion because you get praise, you love it, and you're good at it, and you save so much time, so you have more time to put into it and you excel in it. It becomes your passion. And also I told you that if your talent is maths, you can direct it to your passion in economics or physics, or your passion in money making, in financial assets. So identify your talent, then that passion will come. And also it's very important, as I gave you the analogy of Jeff Bezos, he knew in that physics department at Princeton that he can't match with some of the other physics students. So he went away and thought about the competition, done something completely different. And now everyone knows Jeff Bezos. And now he's going back to his passion in physics to go into space. So think about your competition earlier on. Think about your weaknesses and your strengths, and think about how you can actually circumvent them. You don't have to beat everyone. You have to make sure that you circumvent and negate obstacles so you reach for your goals. And again, I said to you, find out what you do easily at school now, be it at bachelor's level, be it high school level, master's level, and see what you can take that on to the next level. Um, so one of the things I say to students to say, how do I work that out? So imagine, I know a lot of people leave everything last minute, but imagine if you have 2 or 3 courseworks or 3 or 4 subjects, and you say, oh, English is quite hard, history is quite easy for me, maths is medium for me, so I'll do English first because it takes a long time, maths I'll do second, and history I'll leave it because I can do history very easily. So history is your talent because you know intrinsically in your heart you can do history, whatever that is encompasses, very quickly because you know you're good at it. So that's a way to identify your talent. And make a list of them, go over them again, and you will see that one can stand out in terms of your attributes, your skill sets, or your all the things that you're doing at university or school that's very easy, and then you can say, okay, I can take this and that can translate very well into a field of study. And as I always say, you have a better chance in succeeding in school, at university, and also in life, in your careers, if you find something that you're very good at and you build upon it, because that allows you to save time. So, as I said, examine your academic abilities. Ability refers to aptitude, skill, or proficiency in your academics, and that's very important because then you realize, oh, hey, I can really launch off this subject. And also sometimes it refers to ability of a person to learn, take tests, and connect with other students and finish tasks. So historically, when I was young, I was not very good at tests. I knew that. I was very good at research and essay writing. Had to get through tests at university. I hated them. I got through them. I don't know how, but I gave more time to them. I wrote my essays out, memorized them, I memorized the details, and I got through them. But I knew if it's research and essay, I can just ace them. So I knew my talent was in writing, essay, and research. Hence, I went on to do a PhD because research was very good for me. I used to find everything, condense it, and channel it as well. So this kind of examining your abilities actually allows you to think bigger and to see what you can do with it. And examining abilities, academic abilities, also comes down to academic connections in terms of how can you talk to someone academically, other students, how can you debate sometimes, and how can you adhere to deadlines. So it becomes a lot. So if you say I can do maths very well, but then I can't stick to deadlines because I can't do these equations in this amount of time, then you have to re-examine what is wrong. Is it your skill in maths or is it your timekeeping? So making a list, looking through it actually helps you in the long run. So also when you make the list of your talent, make the list of your objectives. So if you say, okay, I want to do this subject I'm very good at, do I go to this university? Or after university, what are my career goals? So if I got my talent in maths, then can I go to this course at Oxford or Cambridge or Harvard or Yale or Princeton or UCSF, wherever you want to go to, Sorbonne, wherever. And after that, if I do that, then how do I get to the graduation? And people think, oh, you shouldn't think that big. No, you should think that big. So, and long as well, big and long. So you have set goals, and if you change, that's fine. At least you know you have a mission and you have a momentum and a goal set. So that allows you to have momentum to start, because we want these lists and goals to make you start the process. It doesn't matter where the process takes you, but you need to start the process. So, for example, you want to graduate in a strong professional path with good salary and security. You're going to make that list, say it down. I want to be a doctor earning this much. I want to be a lawyer earning this much. I want to go into creative drama school and act and be on this stage and star in this film and win this Grammy. Write it all down. Right? If you want an Oscar, write it down and see how you can dissect that goal. Sometimes people think, oh, it's a wishy-washy fairy tale and you're here. No, actually strategic goals helping you achieve this degree or this objective at this place, at this university, allows me to catapult into this place. Or if you say, oh, you know what, a lot of alumni from this company come from this university, maybe there's a network connection. So these kind of writing objective goals and guidelines will really help you. And also, when you write things down, you might understand that you might want to avoid certain things or do certain things. You might want to go to graduate school later on after your undergraduate. So it can help you actually have a pathway on which master to choose. If you want to go to this university, then you go to that university, then you do your PhD here. So you can have that momentum and actually check where you exactly want to go. So make those lists of your objectives. And also now then, when you go and make the list of your sub-objectives, you have to now compile a list of schools and ask yourself what kind of colleges you want to go for. So match your institution and university according to what kind of your needs you are, and choosing the right university. Is the university good for your course? Yeah, is Cambridge good for physics? Is Oxford good for maths? Is LSE better than both economics? Is Harvard Medical School better than Yale? Maybe I'm saying things that's going to annoy people. You want to go and check these things out. Go to these places and also go to these websites and see what your needs are. Does the university's personality and culture match you? I'm a big believer that you should adapt to the culture and go there and see for what's worth and learn new things. And some historic colleges might need certain marks in certain subjects, so that's something you got to look at as well. So sometimes they want, or this department wants this particular mark in this particular grade, so something you to list out this for and write as well. Hence, you're being strategic. The amount of people that have applied to me and asked me for help, and I said, well, you can't have this grade because you can't this, and they haven't looked at the website. So it's actually very bad. And then when you make those lists about your talents, your objectives, and the schools, then you can crisscross and you can see where your actual direction is and what is the best for you to apply where. And then that gives you a very strong position to apply somewhere where you succeed. One thing also, when you do your research, you look at career opportunity. Is your academic university good for a particular career that you want to choose for? What you want to do after graduation? Does the alumni from that university go to a certain company or end up in a certain professional field? That's something you should look at as well. You don't have to make a decision now, but I always say start planning very, very early. Determine which college you want to go into and set those goals very early, and that will help you set your career goals as well. And also, you have to look at career web pages. Most universities do it now, but some universities are very good at it. When I was at Oxford, they're the best at it, for I felt, where they pumped a lot of money into career services. So I think most of the departments, their 100% graduates had jobs after a certain period. So they had organized network events, they organized companies coming in, companies to fund certain things. From your first, second, and third year, you were inundated with company offers and so forth. So that's something you can consider. How strong are these universities linked to companies and career advice and career coaches and CV checking and interview prep and so forth? So that's something you should consider as well. Because once you go to these services will help you get that internship and job that you really need. Another thing people talk about is college location. I always said in my previous lecture, take the risk. There's no excuses. But you want to see if it's a metropolis or a more peaceful suburban place. How's the party campus atmosphere is very good. Student life is very important. It's not all about academics. You want to have fun, you want to socialize, and you get more intellectual rigor and more intellectual roundness and personal roundness from having a well-balanced life, and you need that. So you have to check out the local environment. How's the weather and culture like? Can you handle that? I always say do whatever. It rains, sunshine, winter, it's fine. Get to that dream university, do your 4 years, get through it, learn some new experiences, and get on with the cold. If you like the warmth, if you don't like the warmth, get on with the warmth and get on with it. And also, the location of the college will have an impact on your college experience. As I told you, there might be doubts in terms of international or national. Just think of it as 4 years. You got 3 to 4 years to finish something, learn something new, and it will make you a bit better person when you finish it. A very important thing now we're coming to is compared to location is fees and costs. What are the fees and accommodation, living costs, particularly if you're an international student compared to a national student? That's something you guys really need to look at. Make inquiries about financial aid and scholarship opportunities at the colleges, universities. We're here to help you. We can get on a coaching call and help you, coach you through scholarship searches, coach you through scholarship interviews, and get you on these interviews and get some good scholarships. We've done that for many students. And also look at local renewable scholarship as well. So that's the government, that's the local area gives scholarships for students as well. Another thing you want to look at is if you have a hobby of sports, can you excel in it? If you want to be in the Olympics at the same time doing undergraduate or postgraduate, does the school or the college have great facilities for you to look at and participate in? And a strong music or theatre, sports or student environment, government body is important. So can you participate in that and grow your CV, and also maybe grow a sporting career out of it as well? That's something you should look at as well. So the best schools will provide you the chance to do both, I should say. And one thing you'll look at is what majors are available. Can you? I know this is more for American side of thing. Can you change your major? What kind of options do you have? What kind of grades you need to change certain things? Can you have last minute changes to everything else, or can you do something else? So that's something else you gotta look very carefully as well. So each school is very unique, and you got to think about it, plan about it, write it down, join the dots, and say, what can you do? One thing people miss when doing research in university is health and safety. How's the health and safety of the campus? What are safety policies? Is it good? Can I live around those neighborhoods? What else can happen? So that's something else to read into. What's the vibe? These are very important things as well to look at. And what are the policies and procedures for the students? Can you fit in as well? Particularly if there's disability issues that you need to consider. So that's something else you have to look into as well. So in summary, you got to make 3 lists: your talents, the objectives of your life and goal, the requirements of your university. When you make those 3 lists, things will come together. You will join the dots, and you can see the dots join, and you're like, this is a great place. My talent matches my objective matches the university. This tick, let's go for this. Make 3 or 4 backup plans and universities, so you can do 4 or 5 applications, which is very good. Carefully consider what's going on. Complete the process. Evaluate the factors. Each step has to be taken at a certain precise time, but when you make the list, you'll be fine. And also understand yourself. Have a awareness of yourself, your advantages, your weaknesses, very important, and think about the competition. Once you do that, everything else come together, and you'll be able to see the very narrow picture of your career and your life going, and also at the same time the broad picture, widening things out. The ability to see narrow and broad. That's what's the secret for success is, and getting that elite university place. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture on research. Please go over it again because it's a very important lecture, and we see you for the next one. Thanks, guys.